Hello, this is Desiree A. McNair Brelards. I had been Desiree A. McNair Jackson from 1983 to 2007. When I was, uh, he never told anyone he was married to me because I believe because I had a virginity inside of me that when it breaks, it grows back. And, also, that was also my dad. One time when it had been broken, and Michael stopped seeing me. He stopped coming around me, or for some reason, even though my virginity would grow back, he stopped coming around me. He stopped associating. He stopped being around me. We didn't even. I didn't hardly spend any time with him anyway. But I was married to him. I got married to him in my bedroom on Osage in 945 South Osage, apartment suite 3208, 208, I believe it was. And I lived. My bedroom was the one near the bathroom, not the one in the master suite bedroom, but the other bathroom. Mine was over there. It wasn't a very. It was like an apartment, very small, but still. Um, he married me 1983, same time I got pregnant with his kids, twins, Chris Brown and Neo. Anyway, um, they took my kids away from me like they usually did. I talked about that in another video, but I wanted to say that Michael also liked me having his kids. He let me have a lot of kids, and we had a lot of kids, at least 5. He told me later on. I thought I had 13. He said 5. Well, many times I believe he had powers that he could turn him. He could ask God to change his looks, and he would turn into whoever he wanted to look like. There's somebody else that did that too. I have a movie, and in the movie, it has everything. My movie's in the banks, but I had asked Jehovah to make sure everybody forgot the movie, that they saw it, because the movie was from my memory. And because I know Jehovah can do anything, I asked Jehovah to put my memory of what I was thinking of in my mind, which I wanted to be on the movie, to put it on tape so that people could see it. And that's exactly what happened. And then I asked Jehovah to please make everyone who saw the movie to forget they saw the movie, because there were people asking for a lot of money, for people asking for different things in the movie. They wanted money because they knew they had been seen, and they knew that the movie was supposedly so interesting and all that. And it was making good money and all that, and they didn't want to. They wanted money. They wanted to be the star. They wanted to be it was a lot of problems. So I just had everybody forget. But that movie is in my bank accounts, I believe. So anyway, I'm also the one that where people saw in their dreams that they saw that I had diamonds on a field, that I was given a vision of diamonds on the field when I was staying in Harborview House, not Harborview House. I was staying in Downey Community Health Center, and I looked out my patio door and I saw a field of diamonds as big as this room, with diamonds that were about this size, heaping up to the sky, about diamonds up to that size, heaping up to the sky. And when I went to Inglewood, downtown Inglewood with my brother, and I went into a jewelry store, the jewelry store that they had there, I asked Jehovah to place one of the diamonds that were on the field in the jewelry store on me, so I could show this man and try to see how much it was worth. And so when it happened, I showed the man. I said, as a jurist, I showed him. I said, "How much is this diamond worth?" And he said, "Where did you get this diamond?" And I said, Oh, and I was saying on a football field, Jehovah showed me a football field. He showed me a vision. I saw it on the football field or something like that. I showed him. And my brother came. He's 13 years younger than me, but he's very smart. He came. He told me. He goes. He said, give me the diamond. He says, I'm going to do something with it, Desiree, or something like that, he said. And so somehow he took that diamond and went somewhere with it. But I don't have the diamond back, but I didn't worry about it because I had so many diamonds. And also because when I would ask Jehovah, I would ask him to fill my diamond. One time I asked him to put, because my daddy had put diamonds in a bar. It was like a plastic bar.
Good morning.
And hi, good morning.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
Oh.
I'm going to show you. This is Vanessa. She's going to be over here. Bertha's not here today, okay?
Okay.
You need anything, just call her.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Your name is what again?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Okay,
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Okay, I'll see you.
Okay. So anyway, I live in a rehabilitation center since I got sick. But one of the whales, I have some killer whales, and the killer whales fly in the sky. I think Michael was trying to say something about that because my dad knew what was going to happen in the future. Because I asked Jehovah to show my dad and my mom my future before I was born. And I didn't know I was going to ask him to do that. I didn't know I was going to ask in prayer for that to happen. But it happened, and I didn't know growing up that's what they were doing. They didn't tell me that I was going to ask for it. They figured they can't change a fate, and so they figured that they were going to have what they wanted anyway. So they didn't tell me that that's what was going on. And so that's what happened. And I wanted to say this also: President Clinton and President Clinton and Hillary Clinton, I blessed them. I asked Jehovah to ask them to bless them because I had gotten into a thing where this woman had a spell on me. She spellbounded me, and she told me she spellbounded me when I got to HVH, and after I had stopped seeing my husband and my second husband, and stopped seeing Michael. I really had stopped seeing Michael most of the time. I never saw him at all. That's one of the reasons why my dad told me to divorce him. And then I think my mother was so mad that she didn't want even his last name on me. So when I came here, I told the lady. I told the lady in the office. I told the lady in the office. I said, "Can you please look up and see if my name Jackson is on, if my last name is Jackson on the records, or if it's Brelarge, because my husband Brelarge said he was going to divorce me because I had, before I was him, I was Jackson, and I remember that because when I went to Norwalk, we went to Norwalk to get married in the courthouse, me and Randall Brelarge, and my friend that was working there, she goes, "Desiree, you can't marry him. You're married to Michael Jackson." And she said it all over the whole intercom and everything. And so then I'm saying, okay. And now I'm remembering. I'm saying this over again because I remember, I don't remember her name, but I remember the woman that he married after me, or the woman before me, or no, she was after me. She married him. She married Michael after me. And she was his nurse that married him after me. They said something about we're going to be ready for when she comes out and starts talking about it, or something like that. I don't know what she was saying, but I just saw a short or a clipping or something like that. I didn't read it all. I'm going to read it later on because people are starting to come out and say stuff. But anyway, so what was I going to say? I was going to say that, excuse me. I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, there's another woman. I know people with powers. Robin Thicke has powers. 50 Cent. I asked Jehovah to bless 50 Cent with powers. I asked Jehovah to bless Shaq O'Neal with powers. My dad with powers. My mother and my brother with powers. With me with powers. The way I'm blessed is I asked Jehovah, I said, Jehovah, when someone starts to bother me, can you please stop it from happening? And I read in Isaiah chapter 54, I feel like that scripture is to me. And it says that he's gonna give his wife rubies and sapphires and precious stones and stuff like that. And I believe that that's why I was given that much, because when I had that dream, saw that dream of those diamonds, I heard a voice say, "This is to you, Desiree. Now let's see what she does with it." Then I told my dad about that, and he says, "You can't touch it. So what are you gonna do with it?" I said, "I don't know. I'll think of something." And and this was years, like this was when I was in Harborview House. Harborview House, I thought I stayed there for 15 years. Maybe it was just 5 years. I'm not sure. I forgot when I checked in, but I guess I could check out with some of my papers and find out if they haven't been messed up. But my mother is very protective of me. And oh yeah, I told people the reason why my teeth are like this. And this morning, I'm just waking up. We're gonna have a breakfast and everything soon. But there's some other things I wanted to say, but I can't remember to say them. It's on Facebook. I have a lot of things under my posts. Desiree A. McNair Brelards, or Desiree McNair Brelards, or Desiree Brelards, or Desiree. Yeah. I have about 3 different posts with different stories on it, and you can look it up and see what I was talking about if you want. But if you're interested, I was trying to figure out. I remember doing Secrets album, Toni Braxton. I had changed to Janet Jackson. I changed into a Janet Jackson one time, and was gonna try and do some of her work. But then when I got to Paris one time, it was like before I was 18. I got to Paris one time, and she goes, "I'm here," and I'm saying, okay. She's here. She's gonna do something. I said, "Do you know what you're gonna do?" And she goes, "I'll think of something." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I said, "Do you know who I am?" And I don't know if she knew who I was or not, because I looked like her. And then I said to myself, I said, "What am I doing?" And I said, "I wouldn't like this if she did this to me." So I went home, and anyway, I stopped doing that. And I found that she came, and when I was having her brother's babies on 81st, on 80 on not 81st Street, on Osage, my mother was talking to Hillary Clinton on the phone, and then here comes Janet. She come in there and she cussed me up. When I had my babies right there in the living room, and she cussed me up. And I'm saying, "Why are you cutting me?" or something like that. She said later on, when she came to visit me, not visit me, but came to the Kingdom Hall on Manchester and Market, not Manchester Market, on Manchester and 11th Avenue. And she came and she said something about, "You're going to thank me for what I did," or something like that, she said. She said, "You're going to thank me later for what I did," or something like that, she said. Well, I kept it a secret for what she did. I forgave her and everything, because I figured, well, what I did was bad. I don't know why I did that. Maybe the woman that said she had me under spell, she might have asked God to make me do such a thing to see if she could test that out too. Because she had me sleep with so many men to find out who she wanted, what she wanted to ask for God for. And when I asked her why she put me through so many spells, because she told me, I was talking to her when we was in Harborview House at lunch, And I was telling her some things that happened in my life, and she said, Desiree, everything you're telling me, I know it's the truth because I made God do it for you. I asked God to make you go through that, to do that. I said, why would you do this? Why would you do that to me? She goes, she says, I have my reasons. And she wouldn't tell me what the reasons were. But I'm just starting to try and figure out what some of the reasons were, why she did this to me. I don't know where she is. I know I stopped being with Caesar Varela, who he called himself white. He said he was white. See, and everybody else said, no, he's Hispanic, Desiree. And I said, well, it doesn't matter to me because I'm not prejudiced, but he was so mean to me sometimes. It was the way I asked God to bring back Michael Jackson. I thought Michael had told me, he told me, he said, Desiree, well, it was a guy that said he was Michael Jackson. And he told me, he said, Desiree, I'm going to fake my death and I'm going to come live with you. And he said, whatever you want to do, we can do whatever you want to do. And I said, well, I was telling him, and I said, well, my son told me that you told him that he was his son, your son. And that somehow I ended up marrying my son. I said, I read in the Bible, he showed me, it said, somewhere in the Bible, it said, the most popular performer's wife managed to marry her sons as husbands. Hi, good morning. Managed to marry her sons as husbands. And I believed it after he believed it, and he told me he was his son and all that kind of stuff. And so I said, oh my gosh. I said, what in the world? And so I said, I was asking people, had they heard that in the Bible before? And they said, no, they haven't heard it before. They haven't ever heard that in the Bible. And so I figured, well, somehow somebody was making me think that what I saw in the Bible, what he showed me and what he saw in the Bible made us think that we saw it. They had spells on us and made us think we saw that in the Bible, which makes it true, because it says in the Bible somewhere that people are going to say, where is Jehovah? They're not going to know who to trust and where he is, because people are getting so bad with the world today. They're doing things like that, casting spells on people and adding to the Bible and subtracting to the Bible. The Bible tells us in Revelation chapter 22, verse 17, not to add or subtract from the Bible. I believe it says that in verse 17, or it's in chapter 22, the last book in the last Bible, the last book of the Bible. The last book of the Bible and the last chapter of the Bible. It says that. It says that somewhere. And I'm about to have dinner, breakfast. They were coming in. To put my linen and stuff like that in. So anyway. So when I talked to Michael finally, this was before he died. He told me, excuse me. He told me that when I was looking at one of the videos that he did, the one, I forgot the name of it, but it's the one where he turns into a black cat at the end, but also he's throwing trash cans and things like that. Well, he did that because he was having ecstasy, because I was in labor. I was in labor with his child, and he was having ecstasy while it was happening. And he was just making a dance and everything, all that through. And I remember LaToya said one time, she goes, he's got some girl, or something like that. She didn't explain why he was acting like that, but she said, he's got some girl, the way he's doing that, or something like that, she said. And I'm saying, okay, but I didn't know nothing about sex, about if that could happen or not, if men would feel ecstasy when the woman had a baby or not. And I asked if that could happen uh, because it seemed like that's what was happening with him, like that, like he was doing that, like he was having ecstasy. So I felt like I was happy he was having ecstasy, but um, as long as I had my life, as long as I had my life still, I felt like it was okay. But I had babies from other men, and also, like I said, I had my children that I had. I had Rihanna. I had or it's these people. If they weren't my children, I blessed them. I asked them to be blessed, where they would have a virginity like mine that breaks and grows back. And President Clinton and President and Hillary Clinton and President Bill Clinton, I asked that they be able to feel like when they every time they have intercourse, they feel like they're conceiving a child. Because I know that's fun too. That's really fun. And I felt like I had to help them because I'm the one that came in between them and had a baby by President Clinton when he was I prayed to Jehovah and asked him to come out of his car um, and to get me pregnant on the street or something like that. But that wasn't me that was asking for that. It was the woman that had me under a spell that asked him for that to happen, I believe. But because I wouldn't have done nothing like that. I don't think so. That's not me. It's not me. Because I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and we're not supposed to get involved in politics. And even after he was after I had his baby, and he had his child, I told the Clarice Chris to tell him that I did not get his child, that I did not want to raise his child because I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and the way I'm doing it, I hope that Clarice doesn't try and turn on me, because knowing her, she will, because she did turn on me one time before. She's the reason why I don't have a breast, because she told me something about, you slept with my husband, blah blah blah. He had forced himself on me too. Now this was another time he forced himself on me, and there's a lot of people been making my reputation look bad, making it look like that's what I do, sleep with women's men, and it doesn't turn out that way. It's not out that way with me going after women's men. I have been here for 3 years and have not slept with anyone, almost 3 years. And I have not slept with anyone here. I have not slept with anyone at all. And I'm fine. Really, really, right now I'm fine. But anyway, so I wanted to find out if his name was still on my records, because when I called and I asked her again, and I didn't call, but when I went to her office and I asked again, I said, can you show my mother that his name Jackson was, I was married to Jackson, Michael Jackson, because she would say she didn't believe it and stuff like that. And she said something about it wasn't on my records. I'm saying, are you crazy? You guys are trying to make me look insane. I said, I was married to Michael Jackson from 1983 to 2007. And I married my husband in 2007, my second husband in 2007. I said, I was upset. I really was. People are doing all kinds of things that are wrong. But anyway, I have diamonds. I have given I've given billions of dollars away. I gave $1 billion to Dr. Dre. I gave money to Snoop Doggy Dogg. I gave money to my sister. I gave money to Texas for when they had that flood. I saw them I felt so sorry for those people having to get in the boats to find their families. With the flood was on top of up to the rooftops of the buildings, and I sent money to them. I sent money to St. Jude because St. Jude asked for it, knowing that I had money. And I just sent them some. I gave money to the Little Company of Mary. I forgot all about the fact that Jehovah's Witnesses don't collect blood, and the hospital probably gives blood transfusions. I forgot about that, and I got mad at myself for doing that because I don't take blood transfusions. They tried to give me a blood transfusion 3 times. I turned them down 3 times, and now my bones even sound better. I'm not anemic anymore. But my bones have started cricking and making crickety sounds, and they wanted me to get a blood transfusion, but I turned them down. But it was good I did because I survived. And Jehovah loves me for what I did. So I love Jehovah very much. I do. I love people, and I love Jehovah, and there's no way you can love Jehovah and love people and hate people, hate your brother, or hate your sister, hate your neighbor, or There's no way you for you to hate anybody and love Jehovah. So it means you're a liar if you say you do. So that's what the Bible says. But I can't remember everything I was going to say, but I'm going to try and name. What should I name this one? Should name this Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson sex, and I don't know. I'll find something to name it. Anyway, that's all I got to tell you for now. Bye.